like to call is co-chair Scalera. 5:31, the Budget and Finance Committee. Principal G, would you kindly review the financial report?
Sure, will do. First of all, Alex's cookies that little swirly was awesome.
Get that on record.
I'll be sure.
Well, she was bragging on it. I'm like, it's a cookie. What's so good about a cookie? It's a really good cookie.
It will be in the.
Yes.
It's in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go over the approval of anything over $10,000. The first one I have is Compass Transportation. It will look like this in your thing. Everybody else is looking for it. First one is Compass Transportation. That's our monthly bus expense. And like I told everybody, every year it winds up being around $180,000.
Where are we buying this bus?
We bought the bus. We've already sent them the check for $60,000. We're supposed to be getting the bus in the fall of this year. So
Fall of
I talked to
2022.
Mickey and Mickey Pruitt, and he's still looking into where the buses are at, but we should be getting it soon. So,
Okay.
So for this month, we've had $12,350. Again, it's a shortened month, so it won't be that much. Usually the last couple of months it's been in the 20s. The next one is Courtesy Electric to install the outlets for the clock tower. This has cost us nothing because all that money was fundraised for the Alumni Association.
I'm sorry, where is that?
Second one, Courtesy Electric, install outlets for clock tower.
It's not.
Oh, you don't have that one?
No.
Oh, okay, that one was added then. So it should be 16,300, and this is Courtesy Electric right underneath that. I'm sorry, I got it wrong.
Courtesy.
Okay,
This is because we're gonna have the alumni clock out in the quad out
okay,
there.
but this was funded by the alumni. This
Funded by the
isn't
alumni.
Any of our money?
Not at all.
Okay.
And again, a lot was from the class of 1959. I'm gonna see them again on December 31st. They're coming to the Hyatt, and they're gonna have their pizza party, and they always give me a check when, and so.
Okay,
it's always-
so you're paying Courtesy Electric. When have they given us a construction schedule?
No, not yet, but they're supposed to, as soon as we pay them, but they can come out and install everything, so when the clock is delivered, they can just put the clock there.
Okay, so they're coordinating with the vendor?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been a long time. Can't believe I fundraised for this
Okay.
clock for about 4 months,
Since yeah.
and it takes me a year and a half to get it built. So.
Yes.
Okay, so book transfers, so we have the $16,300, so that's from an account in internal accounts called Taft donations, so we're making that transfer, okay? On the bottom, we have budget transfers. So we have $12,000 for band uniforms.
Is that, oh, okay.
Okay.
What happened to, you're jumping from book transfers to budget transfers?
The only one I have was $16,300, which was paid for the Courtesy Electric.
No, we have book transfers
Basketball.
of basketball and athletic supplies. Look at, Alex's.
Yeah, let me look at yours, because I got a different one here, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, you got a couple more, wow.
So we didn't have the 16,300, and then right after the 12,350 is book transfers for
Okay.
basketball at 13,941.
Yeah, let's go with Alex's, she has a little bit more than I do. I must have got an older one here. So we've got instructional fees to pay for basketball, a lot of, stuff to keep our basketball program. It's always an expense we incur at the beginning of the school year. A lot of times with that money right there, we'll get that money back, because what we do is we seed the program, and then when we collect the fees, we get paid off. Next, we have athletic supplies, $12,500 for a lot of miscellaneous stuff. We have a huge sports program here.
So Mr. Kessler has provided you a list of
Yes.
items that
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
just for general. Okay,
Yeah.
now it goes to budget transfer.
So I've got swimming, football, cheer, chess, basketball, girls basketball, soft boys basketball, wrestling. So it's a little mishmash of it.
Got
A little bit of everything.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's go down with the budget transfers. So we moved some money from 370 account to pay off the 12,000. We moved some money from 115 funds to pay for school assistant position. Let me explain those two positions right there. At the beginning of the school year, we were given 6 miscellaneous positions. Okay? Those were $15 an hour positions, no benefits, and they were going to go until February. Couldn't fill them. I couldn't fill them, and I filled one, I think. And so I went to them and said, nobody wants these jobs. Nobody wants a $15 an hour, and it ends in February. Can I change those into something called a school assistant position? Because they gave us one of those. And so what we were able to do is take all that money in school miscellaneous position and change them into 2 school assistant positions.
And what do those positions function as?
Miscellaneous. Right now, we've got a guy named Marty Tong who's up in the dean's office right now, the conflict resolution office, just that stays there and wants to keep an eye on the kid. We're going to have another one. We're going to move Zach Elder into one position. He's going to help Mr. Kessler out as far as athletic directors. We've got 2 campuses. We're running him ragged. He's working 6 days a week, probably 70 hours, so he's going to help him with that. I still have one more of those positions.
And they're both filled?
2 of the 3 are filled right now. The next one I have is offset negatives. We always have the offset of negatives. Instructional materials, follets. I think that was for some of our AP books. We've increased our AP participation drastically, especially in INS. And so we got into more books. And the last one is the $12,000 for the transportation. Any questions on transfers? Okay.
Are you happy with where we're at? We're like midway through the year.
No, I'm not. Our internal accounts is tough right now. We're not in trouble, but I like having a lot of money in the account. And right now, we're at the lower end that I've ever been at right now. Pizzas.
Is it just because you haven't collected all the fees?
Yeah, well, first of all, we waited a while because we didn't want people to pay and then we would get their free and reduced status. And then we would have to kind of offset it and write checks back to them. Okay, so we waited a while. And then you wait a while, people are still like, well, I'm still waiting to see. So we just sent out another letter last week that says, listen, this is your fees, whether you can pay. But again, it's right before Christmas, and it's a winter break. It's really hard right now. So we should have, we don't have something in accounting, there's something called accounts receivable. Okay, we don't have that here, but it's how much money is owed us. So right now, there's about $900,000 for just this school year that's owed us. If everybody's paid their fees, we would have that right now. So right now in internal accounts, we have about almost $500,000. So I'm hoping, I think we're okay. It's trickling in. It's like $50,000 or $60,000 a month. So it's keeping us afloat. But I think once February hits and then everybody starts paying off those visas in January, I think February we're going to do the initiative to start getting the money back, and then people get their tax returns back, so we'll start getting it, and then we get that huge bump at the end of the year when seniors say, well, I want to graduate and I want to walk the stage, you got to pay the fee, so.
Okay, but other than, you know how you operate, you like to have a little cushion and
I
cash.
do.
We're okay.
We're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're okay. No
Okay.
worries. So that's that. Let me go into
This is
the
your-
accounts then.
Okay.
The first one is accounts, the trial or internal accounts. Again, for everybody, this is the amount that we charge kids, $450. Everything's good in here. I mean, it's the one account you really have to look at is like our checking account is on the 3rd page, most of the way down, and it's called instructional fees.
Yeah.
That's like where everything goes into first. So instructional fees right now, we have 51 grand in there, and you see what we spend every month. I mean, when you look at this thing, we've got, $15,000 for buses, we've got this, and so we normally spend about $60,000 or $70,000 a month, so we got that in there, but we're gonna get more money too, so.
Principal G,
yeah.
Is it true to say that all of our clubs are listed in these internal accounts?
If they start in an internal account. Sometimes we have clubs that don't do fundraising.
Okay, so this isn't the inclusive list of clubs?
No,
Okay.
no. If they are gonna fundraise, then they get their own name and
Okay,
everything.
so it's a completely separate list?
It is, yeah. And again, I would eventually, I've been talking about it for 7 years now, we would eventually like to get to a place where we could fund the clubs, okay? Like when I was at St. Pat's, I had in charge of the chess club, I got $600 every year. That I didn't have to sell chocolate or try to find people to buy things, because it doesn't turn into a club, it turns to be a fundraising activity. Oh, by the way, we play chess too. So I eventually want to get there. Right now, everybody's kind of cool with doing their fundraising, and I'm not going to raise anything about it, but right now I would like to somehow start to seed it a little bit. So, but that's in the future right now. Right now, this is not the year to do that, definitely.
Yeah.
So everything else is good. Yeah,
Okay, so on page 5 of 5,
yes,
the Taft donation.
yes.
That's solely for the clock?
Whatever we want to use it for.
Okay.
So where do you see that?
It's like a quarter of the way down, it's 28,203. There's 30,
Oh, I see, okay.
30,000 in there.
Yeah, Taft donations. Now, there's a couple of things in there. Don't forget, we've got the clock that we're gonna pay for, but also I'm looking to buy the one, it's about a $10,000 investment on the corner of Bryn Mawr and Talcott. That's gonna say William Howard Taft High School. That one, I'm gonna actually have a Zoom meeting over the break. Goran Devinovic is gonna donate the granite on top and in front.
Very nice.
So obviously, he did a DJ party for a guy that owned granite, and the guy paid him granite. So he's got granite for us, and so Goran, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna have that out there, and then it's gonna be like from the class of 1959, Goran Devinovic. So that's out there. So that's probably gonna be a 10. I'm looking at the other monument that's gonna be on Bryn Mawr, or I'm sorry, Talcott and Hurlbut, where we just clean that tree out.
Not Talcott.
Oh, I'm sorry, Natoma,
Natoma.
right there, right where across from Norwood Park sign is.
Tommy,
Yeah, oh, Tommy was the thing.
you got the map.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that he
That's
would,
where the monument sign is gonna go, where you said.
right, that's one that I'm talking to, the guy that wrote Grease.
Jacobs,
Jim Jacobs, yeah, Jim Jacobs wants to donate money to that, so that's, he said he's gonna do $100,000, so we can do a really nice
A
monument.
really sharp,
Yeah.
classy, professional
Yeah.
monument.
Yeah, so those are the big capital things outside right now that we're going for this. Okay, let's go on our, very long here.
Isn't that where the existing sign is now?
No, it's on the other side. Can you do Tommy, can you do can you do a Google Earth?
It's right there, you can see the top of it.
Oh, there it is,
There,
Google Earth.
That's the.
Yeah, go on the other side, walk down,
Needs to pop.
yeah, walk down there.
Oh, at Bryn Mawr. At Bryn
Oh,
Mawr.
I didn't know you could do that and zoom ahead all the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Walking.
Tommy can do anything.
Click where you want it to go.
He's Superman. Oh, I see. That's where it's at.
Let's see if the tree's still there. This is an older one. Yeah, see that big tree is no longer there anymore. That's all gone, yeah.
Okay. All those bushes on both sides on the corner?
No, just that whole big bush right in the middle, that one right
Okay.
there. That's all
Okay.
gone. Tommy, go to Bryn Mawr and Talcott. Or, that way.
Natoma.
Natoma.
Yeah. And you'll see where the main monument's going with the $10,000 monument. Yeah, down in that corner, right there, yeah,
And put it on?
right there,
Oh,
He's saying right.
by the driver's ed part.
right there,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
right there. See,
Right by the kennel.
right there, see,
And what, all those bushes are still there and
Yeah.
staying?
So
Is
it's gonna
that a
go,
Jim Jacobs one?
No, it's gonna go right there.
Jim Jacobs is on the
It's
other
gonna go
side.
right there.
That's where Taft High School is.
Yeah, that's the one where Goran is
Oh,
gonna,
Goran's
yeah,
granite.
that one's gonna go. So it's already, we don't need to remove any bushes. It's gonna be a nice spot right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's really gonna highlight the 4 point.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's go to 115 funds.
150.
That's the next page, and again, let's go 124 is the first one.
124.
Yeah. So a balance on this one, I say it every week or every month that it's chump change, but it kind of is when it's a $30 million business. But this is $61,000 in it. This one rolls over every year, so we're fine in here. This is kind of like emergency money if we needed it.
Okay.
Let's go to 115 funds. In the sheet I sent you has all the balances, but I took out the zeros, so I didn't want to print out 15 pages, but this is all the balances right now. In this account, we have, you go to the next page, we got 536. So I think we're down to about $200,000 in this account. So we're healthy. I like to be rich, but the times are a little tougher right now. The other thing that we did was, I think I might have mentioned this before, we made a decision that, I'm just gonna use Mike as an example. Let's say Mike hit some hard times this year and is now free in the boost. Well, he didn't get it the last 2 years that he was here. What we decided to do is just say, you know what, if he can't afford it now, there's no way he's gonna be able to afford those last 2 years. So we zeroed that out. Because it's the right thing to do. He's not gonna pay it. I don't wanna put undue influence on people that, you know what, honey, I don't know if you can walk the stage right now. Mom and dad don't have that money. I just think it's the right thing to do. They're not gonna pay it. So we might as well just kind of have like a leniency thing that if you actually reduce and you didn't have it last year, we're just gonna, and you didn't pay it. If you paid it last year, fine. I think that's just the right thing to do. Any questions? As we look at the people. Nope. Cool.
We added last year, because we had so many school projects that we wanted to include them in the budget committee, because we have to plan fiscally to fund the media center, whatever, the Jim Jacobs Theater.
Yeah, we pulled $100,000 out of internal accounts where I went and picked and cherry picked some of it and put it into $100,000.
Okay, so it's parked in a,
Not all. It's just-
Account.
If you go to the last page, I think it's 5 out of 5. Again,
but I wonder, do we,
no, it's 4 out of 5, and it's on the bottom. It's 12,855 on page 4 out of 5. So
under capital.
capital improvement. Remember at the beginning of the year it was $100,000, and I said
Yeah.
let's use this. Now it's 12,000. Okay, Mark, where'd the money go? We needed that money because nobody was paying any bills.
Okay,
So we needed that money in the beginning of the year.
so, we did all this planning work. We procured the architectural renderings for the library, what are we calling that, the library?
We were gonna call it the Jim Jacobs Theater.
No, but the whole space, like a media center or a.
Multimedia center, is it what we're calling it? No.
I think we were gonna call it the Jim Jacobs Theater.
No, because that was just only
Yeah.
the rest of the space.
Yeah, yeah,
was more
Yeah,
like
Media Center. Mhm.
it's not a library anymore,
No.
it's more of a social gathering, kind of study place for the kids.
Yeah.
The Black Box Theater,
Mhm.
the concession stand, I get you're working on your thing, but that was part of the,
Mhm.
what we were.
We spent $24,000 on those street
On
plans.
renderings,
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
so at what point, I think we really need to start, pick one and really start planning for it from a capital
Yeah.
investment and improvement perspective.
I agree. And I think that we need to look at that maybe in a facilities meeting, and we can have an extra facilities meeting, we call it like a capital improvement meeting off of facilities. Right now, we needed to do the renderings. Because we can't just say, well, we want it to be like this, now we've got the
Well,
rendering.
point was for you to go out and fundraise.
Right, and now we've got a lot of alumni that are now, and with a lot of Mike's help, I mean, promises are promises, but Mr., my mind is gone today. The guy that gave us the 300,000 for
For the lights.
yeah,
Len Winslow.
Len Winslow.
Very good, Anita.
Thank you, I should.
And you know how old I am?
Somebody took their omega-3s this morning.
Yeah. Len Winslow, who is involved with a lot of like big-time people, has said he's committed this year with his funding, but next year he wants to concentrate on Taft with his funding, okay?
Yeah.
That's one thing. So I think he's leaning towards the concession stand, hopefully the locker room, but he also told us he's gonna give us $1 million in his will. So these are all promises and everything like that.
Yeah, so
But,
here's what I would suggest.
Okay, I'm
And
listening.
I think we really need to start putting dates to this stuff, just to hold us to task. So let's pick one of the, I almost think at this point with Mike and his crew on board, the athletic stuff, we almost should separate. It needs to be part of the conversation, but it doesn't sound,
Well, so, if we could take a step back, yes, the concession stand is a big priority, but I think right now, what the bigger priority is going to be, which is going to be front and center,
for the
is we need more bleachers.
I agree.
I
The
agree too.
concession stand is great,
I know, no one's arguing with you.
Yeah.
so
Look, I
that's
have
where I think
bleachers
we
has
should.
been on the first,
So we
I've been,
have, well, we're supposed to have our first post, football meeting to go through everything. That got pushed to next, after the holidays, and I think that's when, Pat is gonna be on there, Mr. G, bunch of the football coaches, athletic, or the facilities people, and we're gonna sit down and talk strategy before we even start planning for next year.
Understand this though,
So-
understand this is for my priority. You all know I love sports, okay, I love it. football, except Oklahoma football, but I love all kind of football. But again, as a responsible principal, I can't really say, let's take a lot of our student fees and put them towards sports when only 50% of our kids play sports. So that's why we did the auditorium first. That was about a $250,000 outlay because everybody uses the auditorium. The field was important to like because a lot of our teams use it, and our PE department uses it. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to use general funds for really has to be for the most amount of people. This stuff, I think, I'm really confident that Mike is going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, you need to
because we have
separate.
this structure in place and because we're working on the new Friends of Taft people, that those people are really the general fund. And not to put, look, the concession stand is heavy, the boys locker room is heavy, as is the mechanical, the MEP for the gym.
Right. That would be more one of my priorities is the gym, because everybody's using it.
But, for the general funds, we have that library, media center, Jim Jacobs Theater thing, the black box.
And I agree, I think it's a great idea what Chris mentioned, is separating it out.
Yeah.
Because then you can figure out. where
You
you
can
go.
divide and conquer.
That's
And
fine.
now he can be focused on the bleachers, check, done. In the background, he's got his crew working on the concession stand.
Yeah, we need Vision 2025 to find out where we're gonna be in 2025, what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And keep
Totally
dates to it.
What is going on here? What are they doing? What's going on?
Julia?
Oh, Julia's on. Okay, I get it.
Oh, Julia.
I know.
She may not know where the video,
There it is.
to turn off the video.
I just, we're still dealing pandemic.
I know.
We're still.
But I understand, because
But
now is the
let's
time that we
be-
need to say,
yes.
yeah,
I want a hardcore plan.
yeah,
So that we have something solid to report on.
I got it.
Hopefully, this Friends of Taft thing takes off in the fall, we get organized.
Mike, when is your meeting with everybody? What is it? I would say February, let's meet. January is usually a time off.
Which meeting?
But we have a capital meeting where we can,
And that is actually gonna be in January.
okay, we'll meet in
Yeah.
January. Okay, good.
And I did connect Mallory and Mike
Exactly, yes.
so she could, because she got stuck at a point, Miss Kelly, who's trying to make the Friends of, and so she
Yeah.
got stuck at a point. So I'm trying to give her some
Did
resources
you
to help
hear
her.
back on your rally cry for an attorney, any parent who's an attorney?
No, if I put it out there, no one got that. I just think honestly,
You know,
if
and
I'm on the,
it's killing me because
they got $40,000 in there. Take $5,000 out and get yourself an attorney, and then you don't have to pay the $5,000.
It's only gonna cost like $2,000 or $3,000, not
Yeah.
gonna be $5,000.
But I mean, how much did they pay before every year in dues?
Like, it's,
but that's what's hanging us
Yeah,
up
just
right
get it
now
done.
is the organization.
so if somebody knows an attorney who takes care of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, then we can,
Mike, is that your expertise?
I can get to one, but
If he costs, he costs. I don't know if she costs.
my only thing is never gonna want to get paid.
That's fine. I
well,
mean, they
we
have the
have
money.
some money.
There's money in it.
Oh, wait a minute.
They have $40,000 in there.
I can.
Okay.
It's my understanding it should be $2,000-3,000.
That sounds
It's not even.
Okay, so that's,
It's filing the documentation with the Secretary of State's
Right.
office.
It's incorporating a nonprofit
They're
organization. It
templated
doesn't cost that much.
documents anyway, so it's.
right, we just need an attorney who is willing to do it.
Okay, so going into 2022,
Yeah.
let's really
Close.
focus on our capital improvement
Okay.
plan.
Totally agree.
We have all these projects, we invested in the architectural renderings.
Mhm.
This guy's got the
Yep.
athletic piece underway, and I keep pointing to Anita because she just is the face of fundraising.
Careful.
Pizza.
Yeah. But I think by separating it, we're gonna be able to divide and conquer and really attack.
Okay, I agree. I totally agree. I think 100% agree.
And I think so for right now, was the library and media center, Jim Jacobs, and then the black box. Was there anything else here, non-athletic that?
No, it was the locker room
Yeah,
downstairs.
that's athletic.
Yeah, locker
That's
room,
athletic.
Jim Jacobs Theater.
But that's
and then
PE, that's not
concession.
just athletics, that's,
No, PE doesn't really use those lockers.
they don't use the locker
Well,
room.
not anymore, because now we don't have any PE clubs. And that
No.
was one of the things.
Yeah, they're not changing for gym.
No, those were,
They don't
that's
change
for
for gym anymore.
sports, Anita.
For now, for COVID?
Well,
But what about moving forward after COVID?
you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm
I
fine
don't
with
think
it.
the kids' minds.
Because I know swimming, they have to use a locker room.
I don't think we do
There's
swimming.
no swimming
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah.
There's no swimming anymore.
No,
I needed the 5 or 10 minutes to get dressed, 5, 10 minutes undressed. It's just, it works fine. The kids are all,
Okay.
yeah, we're not,
They're swimming in their clothes.
So as it stands today,
They got a
it's
power-
strictly for sports and
power
It will
dryer.
change
Okay.
in the future.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that kids, because when my kids were here, they
No.
used the locker room,
No.
so just,
if you're asking me right now, that one locker room, I mean, because everything's, it's a changing world right now. That one locker room with those little box lockers in it, I would just wipe that whole thing out and make it into some all-purpose room.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
And
because
I
it's,
think that's one issue, and it may be anecdotal, but
Yeah.
kids, if we're converting the library into a media center, they really have no place to study or have some quiet time.
right. And right now, that kind of is on the back burner right now because we need that for the overflow on the lunch. Yeah. Hello, Dr. Lamone. Everybody, this is Dr. Lamone, our network here.
Hi. So that's why by having an identified plan, we can attack.
Yeah.
And
Totally
we
agree,
can
totally
make it
agree.
exciting, we can announce it, it
Yeah.
can be a, a whole campaign.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. We are in that process right now, of planning something called a vision weekend, where we're gonna get some stakeholders together and hopefully get away for the weekend and look at our plan for the next 5 years, and that was gonna be part of it. But I know what I like to do, I know what you all wanna do, but I wanna get the teachers' input on it too. Like, what do you think we need?
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "Now, you know what, I got a small closet here for my special ed. Can we have a bigger room for that?" So there's gonna be a lot of things that I wanna make these big sexy things that look good, when in reality, sometimes maybe we need bathrooms that are
The
better.
teachers absolutely are.
Exactly.
Beyond critical.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott, PPLC, I know you're gonna go in your report, but this is also something else that we felt was important to include in the Budget Finance Committee, is, allocation of dollars. You guys, was there any,
We didn't have any budget discussion on that particular piece.
okay. And
It might be
then,
one of the next ones, please.
okay, that's fair, but this is why we wanna make sure it's all
Thank you,
connected.
that's fine.
Okay. Any members of the committee who have any budget questions? Anybody online? You can raise your hand, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Or just write in the chat box, I have a question. I'll give it 2 minutes, or I'll give it a few seconds if you have a question, a comment. Now's the time for public participation. Only on the budget. We definitely want to get your feedback or comments if you have them on budgeting and finance. I'll give it a minute. Principal G, is there any other budget finance matters that
Nope.
we need to cover since we don't have a January meeting?
Nope, we're doing
Okay.
good. We're doing good.
Okay,
I'm just
next.
letting everybody know, we may need, I don't know, but you know how we have these big checks, and so we may have to do a virtual one maybe and
Okay.
approve a couple of checks, so everybody.
That's no problem. Okay, I am looking in the chat box and I don't see, nope.
Nope.
Okay, then, Madam Chair and Co-Chair Scalera, I would like to adjourn the Budget Finance Committee meeting at 6 PM. Tommy, if you would kindly cut us off.